Hello, everyone, and welcome to the big crazy Halloween show. Um, I'm gonna bring the guys in here in a minute because I'm the least spooky and most normal one. I have a long tradition of low rent, easy to do Halloween costumes, and this year is the same situation because I just decided to do drag. Um, and it wasn't exactly low rent because I had not a lot of makeup, so I had to buy stuff. But I spent 45 minutes putting a whole look together. Very, very Novimpia. Very Bob the Drag Queen. Um, this is our very special Halloween show. We have some interesting topics for you. Everyone's dressed up. The costume reveals are going to be crazy. Before we get into that, I want to remind everyone to follow us on Substack, thelivingjoke.substack.com, and to follow us on Instagram and TikTok, TLJ_joke. It's the best place to get show clips, other fun stuff, and if you want the best Instagram story feed ever with random stuff, you have to follow us on Instagram. You will have fun, I promise. So straight out of the 13th century, we have Connor in his fabulous new costume, which you'll see in a moment. And straight out of the 1980s, we have Will in his fabulous costume. Let me introduce you to the Plague Doctor and Gunther Moonstar.
And our manager, Satan.
I want none of those things.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. I got Connor, but now there's two. There's too many of us. Hang on.
Tugboat.
There we go.
Say some Hail Marys for us.
My God, it's the devil.
It's the devil. Oh God.
Oh yes. Oh no, it's the feline correspondent who's unhappily dressed up for today's Halloween show.
Thank you, brave manager. I appreciate your public appearance. Thank you, great leader.
More from the feline correspondent, our great feline leader. Yes. So, well, welcome everybody. It's the Halloween show. This should be
Hello.
a lot of fun. Yes. So that mustache, by the way, is perfect. You do look like an '80s broad.
Thank you. I grew it myself.
Yeah, no, you've done very well. You've done very well. And now Connor's going to have us railing smallpox scabs and virulating us with needles and trying to keep us from getting the plague.
Come here. Come here.
How many injections have you given lately?
0.
That's a pretty poor performance, Doctor. What do you have to say to your critics?
It's hard to get into my bag with these. My hands, as you can see, are not great.
Yeah, they're fucked up. Look at those. Jesus, take those off camera.
Lots of arthritis there.
I apologize, fellow Americans.
We're good. This is gonna be fun. So, we have our icebreaker is Will and Connor last week did go to the Micro Maidens. And yes, and they went to the late show only, not the hangout, which was fun, and there was a lot of great pictures. I think some of those ended up on Instagram, as I recall.
Yes, some are up on Instagram. More will be posted, but go and check out the Instagram. Check out photos of the Micro Maidens.
Yeah, so how did that go, guys? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was very entertaining.
Yes. No, it was a lot of fun. I had actually never been to a Little Person event before. It's kind of popular around here. They have midget wrestling, and they had the burlesque show. They tried to take Connor as soon as we got there. They tried to abduct him.
I'm sure.
Because he looks like an actor there.
I was amazed you got him home. They were just going to keep him and take him away. So
he got his arm autographed.
True.
Yeah. Yes, I did. Yeah. It's not on there anymore, though.
No, he got it tatted on his ass cheek.
Yep.
Because, he didn't want to mess up any future job interviews.
Right, right. That's why he's been sitting to the side all week, the tattoo. Um, but no, that's good. Yeah, you look, you guys had a lot of fun. The show was quite crazy. It reminds me of so many of the shows I used to make and host when I worked in nightlife. It was exactly what I thought it was going to be. So I'm so glad when you two go and have adventures and report back here. So
It
Yeah, you
was
should have come
pretty.
with us.
There was some absurd. Yeah, you should have come with us, but it was absurd. Some of the stuff they climbed on this dude, and then they were like twerking like off the pole on these dudes' shoulders, and then like the first person for the dance when we got there for the late show was this old man, and I'm like, oh yeah, dude, he was like, I got the money right here, take it, shut up and take my money, and he just looked like he had the time of his life, and they were like jumping up and down and grinding on him and whatever. The 2 foot tall one, it was hilarious, and it was just a great time.
no, that's very no. It looked like it was a lot of looks like it was a lot of fun. So I'm glad you guys had such good fun. I'm glad it worked out, and yeah, it was good. So perfect. Well, our first segment is appropriate for the Halloween show. It's gas station encounters of the third kind. And I think, Will, you had some fun stories that you wanted to tell about strange people you've met at gas stations.
Yeah, well, it does seem to be a theme in my life where I have some strange happenings. I'm going to tell you a couple quick tales. The first one happened to me just the other day, actually, and I withheld it from you guys for this moment.
Mm.
When I was at the gas station, I was just going to buy. I was actually going in to get a soda, and there's this dude. He's like a real tall black guy, and he's in there like it's cold out too. He's got this jacket on. The cashier's like, "Oh, you're not cold?" He's like, "No, man. This jacket's warm as hell. I love this jacket. It's thick." And he's just talking up this jacket or whatever. And he's like, "It don't matter if it's warm. It don't matter if it's cold, cause I'm a cold motherfucker." And and this is a cold motherfucking outfit. And I've just he's like, keep it real, brother. And then he like left with his lotto tickets and shit. Fun little moment there.
Yeah, that
Um,
reminds me. Years ago, I was in an Arco station in Tacoma, Washington, and this woman came in wearing everything in lime green: shoes,
oh,
outfit, makeup, jewelry, everything. Well, I, being a red-blooded American man like the rest of us, and she also was attractive, I looked. I did. I probably looked too long. All this type of thing. She starts this whole deal about like, oh my god, why are you looking at me? You need to avert your eyes. Like, stop staring, blah blah. And I'm kind of like, ma'am, anyone that dressed like that wants to be looked at. I'm sorry. Like, you're dressing in all lime green in giant pumps. I'm talking red lipstick, green lipstick, green everything in lime green. I'm sorry, ma'am. You're going to be drawing some attention to yourself. People will be looking at you. If you wanted to draw less attention, I would recommend not looking for that and just laugh. Like, it was crazy. Um and so it's yeah, so it
walk
was
out of
just
the
a
house looking
crazy
like a
thing.
lime. You gotta be prepared.
She clearly was dressing to get attention. I know she was probably going somewhere else because she was stopping at a gas station, sort of thing. But it's like, ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
you're going out in public like that. You're gonna draw some attention. I'm not saying that maybe I should not have more averted my gaze. I'll own that. But
Was
ma'am,
she very? Was it provocative?
the outfit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was tight. Like, you could see everything. Like, boobs out, ass out. Like, it was.
Oh yeah, no sympathy then.
Yeah, no, she looked phenomenal. By the way, I mean, she
Oh
had the
sure.
body, she had the clothes, the heels, the whole. She was Hispanic. She's kind of like a thick Latina situation. Like, it was great. But she literally like screamed at me in a gas station because I looked a little too long. Yeah.
Hmm. Did any of these people have the plague?
Maybe she
I think a
deserved.
couple of them might. You should go pay them a visit.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna look for plague victims, we start at truck stops. like the one in Ohio where I roll up and there's two dudes in a Chevy S10 with a Confederate flag on the back, and I'm kind of like on a pole waving out the bed, and I'm kind of like, we're in Ohio. You are on the other side. You've got the wrong flag for the part of the country you live in. But I, as a brown person, decided to leave that town quickly. But yeah, anyway.
Leave this one horse town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was searching at McDonald's, but they won't let me in anymore.
Well, you were scaring the customers. That's yeah.
There was another time. Let's see. I was sitting at a laundromat, gas station. Actually, it was gas station laundromat. It was a combo place. And I had consumed some reefer at the time several years ago, and I was just there. It was like one of the few times I decided to stay and like wait for my laundry, and I just sat inside and was like playing my Nintendo or something. And this woman walks in, and she's this big, big like tall, tall like thick, curvy black girl, super pretty, long red hair. She's got like the blood red bomber jacket on, or no, not the bomber jacket, like the no, she did have the red jacket on, but her pants, she was wearing like yoga pants, but they were this like, it was all like marijuana leaves and stuff, but they were like holographic and shit, and it was just mesmerizing or something. So I was literally like staring like at her clothes. Wasn't even really intentionally trying to stare at her. And then her fucking boyfriend came over and was like, "Can I help you?" I'm like, and I wasn't even about to try to explain. I just was like, "No, man," and just went back to what I was doing. But I'm like, I wanted to ask her. I'm like, "Your clothes are so cool." I was just stoned out of my mind.
No, that's quite. I mean, yeah, that's quite impressive. Um, it's yeah, that's no. I've had so many weird and odd experiences. Different people, because gas stations are fundamentally a liminal space. Like if the world had respawn points, it would be gas stations, because you will meet anybody and everybody from every background in one of those places, especially when you get out on the road, sort of thing. But like, even like, you stop in a nice neighborhood, you'll see all sorts of people. You stop in a shitty neighborhood, you see all kinds of people. I've walked into gas stations and smelt meth being smoked, literally, like it's in the air,
yeah.
like I'm getting a contact high, sort of thing. Um, you know, they're very non-standardized. They're just a crazy liminal space, and weird shit happens at them, from shootings, people being dumb and blowing themselves up, all this type of thing. It just weird things happen, sort of thing, and people are obsessed with them, like Buc-ee's, which is weird. So
No, I've never been to a Buc-ee's, but there are like everybody has their regional gas station. Like Pennsylvania has Wawa, and um, up in New York we have Stewart's. Down and then in Mass and like everywhere else is a Cumbies, Cumberland Farms.
There's more Sheets in Pennsylvania than Wawa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then there's the Come and Go.
There are both. It's just there's more Sheets than Wawa.
Gotcha. At the Cumberland Farms, also the other day. This one happened yesterday. I went there to go get myself a Monster and a little bit of breakfast. I did get a healthy thing. I did get a banana, I promise. And but when I was there, I go up to the cashier and I put my stuff down and I look, and there's now a key with like a badge, like a stick with a key for the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl comes up she was in the back. She comes walking up and opens the register to cash me. I said, "Uh-oh, who OD'd in the bathroom?" And she leans in. She's like, "Actually, somebody just did the other day. That's why we have it." And I'm like, "How did I know? How did I know?"
No, that it's funny. Like that's so unfortunately has become so common. I remember when bathrooms were just open. You never had to get. You only had to get a key in the worst neighborhoods, like really shitty places you probably shouldn't be,
Hmm.
unless you live there, sort of thing. And now it's become everywhere. So, um,
Yeah, that's a very
yeah.
popular thing for some reason to OD in gas station bathrooms or other places' bathrooms.
Here's the reality for a lot of street drug users, it's the only place indoors that's easy to shoot up, and people usually overdo it. We have so few public
Hmm.
spaces anymore that it's just kind of I was in a
Oh.
car toys. I shit you not. I was in a car toys in Tacoma, and someone OD'd on heroin in the bathroom of a car toys.
What is a car toys?
It's like a car. It's a chain of things. I guess you have them. We don't have them here in the east. It does like car accessories, like new radios,
Oh.
tinting, stuff like aftermarket car stuff, and
Hmm.
not the place you would normally anticipate an OD to occur. And the
Hmm.
paramedics were there packing this guy up, and they were just like, "What the hell?" in a car toys. Like it was just so just unanticipated. You
What's
know.
a car?
Yeah,
It's like a wagon that goes by itself. A horseless carriage, if you will.
the doctor here is joining us beyond the veils of time, so you'll please
You're,
have to forgive him.
you're
Yeah.
speaking crazy talk. I think you might have the plague.
Oh no, he's gonna come get us.
I haven't had any weird encounters so far. Like, well, nothing I consider weird up here. But speaking of storks, I used to work for one when I still lived in New York, and I'll spare their names. It was all people I knew, but three, I'll say, like acquaintances of mine came in because, let's see, one of their sisters worked there, and she was dating a guy, and they really did not like this guy. Understandably, he's a piece of crap. Uh, and they were all trash, and just came to beat him up. And I didn't want any of them to go to jail, so I tried to, stop them, and they didn't beat him up per se, but the best part was I was standing between one of them and their target in question. And I think I've said before, I'm like 5'1". The guy they were after is probably like 5'7", 5'8", and all of these guys are over 6 feet tall. And so they're just screaming back and forth at each other, like with me in between them. And then the acquaintance of mine just full on swings over my head and smacks smacks their target in the face. Yeah, that
that's
was a fun night.
that's impressive. Yes, that's impressive. It's
That's like, I know the gentleman in question here, and you have to understand though, this man has like hands the size of dinner plates, and it's like getting hit with like a baseball bat
Oh, the
of like
sound was
a
so
human arm.
satisfying.
Oh yeah, the sound of the slap. What did it sound like?
Yeah.
How bad?
Just it might as well been one of those slap competitions.
Oh.
Just popped them so
yikes.
hard, and I'm like, I'm trying to de-escalate them, so I'm trying to keep a straight face, but I couldn't. I just started laughing. Other
This is
guy got
really
what he
funny, guys,
deserved.
but the cops are coming. You gotta go.
Yep.
Many such cases.
I my last gas station encounter that I have to tell you. Um, this was when I worked on the ambulance, and we responded to a call for a mental health evaluation. And we get there, the police have this guy, and he looks a little agitated, like he's kind of. You could tell he's raising his voice and just kind of walking himself in circles, just walking back and forth. And so we pull up, and the cops is like, "Oh yeah, so this is so and so. He got in a bar fight just up the street here. I guess he went to go get like some takeout, and somehow in the time between waiting for his sandwich and now he got in a bar fight. He probably came in there trashed. Anyway, started a bar fight, lost, got his food, and he's just beat to shit. Like his face is all bloody and bumped and bruised. And he's like got some cuts on him, but nothing like serious. He's not like actively bleeding or anything. And he's got his sandwich, and I can. They're like, we just want to make sure he's like all right, like mentally there before whatever. And I'm like, okay. And I hear him like in the background talking. He's like, just want to eat my sandwich. And the cop, and we're like, okay. And the cop comes out. He's like, all right, this is paramedic. You know, you, and I'm like, what's going on, man? He's like, I just want to eat my fucking sandwich. And I'm like, you can eat your sandwich, dog. You're not in trouble. Just go ahead, eat your sandwich. And he's like, thank you. So I'm talking to him or whatever. And he's like, what happened? Yeah, I got in a fight. These dudes are assholes, blah, 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 blah. And then the cop like asks him something again, and he responds. Then he's like goes back to eating his sandwich, and we ask him another question. He's like, I just want to eat my sandwich. And at this point, though, with him talking with his hands, he had a meatball marinara sub. Now we're standing in a gas station parking lot and kind of off to the side, but where people walk. And one of the meatballs, they're big meatballs and they're cut in slices because they're so big. And one of the big honking slices of meatballs slides out of the sandwich, and it hits the gas station asphalt parking lot. And without missing a beat, he leans down, picks it up, puts it back in the sandwich, and continues eating. And now, and if that's not bad enough, this whole cycle's repeating itself. It's like, I just want to eat my sandwich. And I asked him, you want to hurt yourself or anybody else, blah, 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 where you are, what time it is, or what date it is. Yes, yes, yes. He's like, I just want to eat my sandwich. And then again, for the not once, not twice, not third, fourth time in this interaction that a meatball has fallen on the pavement, he has picked it up and put it back in the sandwich and continued to eat it. Four times. What
the fuck?
And once I found out he was good, I was like, all right, guys, nothing I can do. He's fine. He's just hungry, I guess. So, yeah, that was a fun call.
Yeah, I think that the last one I have is kind of on me. There was one time at a truck stop, and I had a therapist burst out laughing when I told this story because I got in trouble with my parents. Today's not going to say the best day to say this or say this story, but believe it or not, I was a lot more flamboyant in my youth. Now, obviously, that's hard. That's hard to sell right now. Like to be kind of like it used to be worse, sort of thing. But on the normal not Halloween show, when I'm not wearing 45 minutes of makeup and tons of foundation and a whole lip look and everything, I was, in my youth, in my everyday life, I was a lot more flamboyant. And one time at a truck stop, I think in Oklahoma, I, for some reason, decided that it was a cool thing to, like, do a full on, like, runway model walk through the parking lot of a truck stop. I almost caused a small riot. Like, people were starting to shout at one point. My mom became completely... I know that I was 15 years old. My mom became completely unglued, said I should never do that ever again, how stupid and I was, and all this type of thing. And I was so dense and not understanding of things at the time that I didn't really know what the problem with the hubbub was. I was just having fun. And this is
well,
why...
there, your mom acknowledged you're attractive.
That is one way to look at it, for sure. I definitely had drawn a lot of attention to myself. It obviously is not something one sees at a truck stop very often. So in that day, I was the crazy encounter of the third kind at the gas station. Because I'm sure people talked about the crazy brown kid who was, acting gay AF at the local truck stop, and it's
Inception.
So, yeah, Yeah. For better or for worse. So, anyway, good. Well, we can move on to something very hyper masculine. We're gonna talk about the NBA gambling scandal.
Oh yeah, sports
Um,
betting is done.
yeah.
Probably.
So let me go out to um. Here we go, and let me bring you. And
Whee!
here you are. All right, and there we are. All right, so let's begin from the beginning. So, the sports mafia ties run deeper than the NBA gambling scandal. So, um, and it says here the alleged connection between the mafia and two former NBA players, Hall of Famer Chauncey Billups and longtime veteran Damon Jones, began the way such things often do, a little known intermediary. That's one of the ways organized crime finds its way into locker rooms and athletes' inner circles, by degrees through introductions that seem harmless enough. What starts as a friendly poker night or an invitation from a trusted acquaintance can, before long, become something else entirely. A sticky web of influence and, soon enough, obligation, former prosecutors and those of the mob say. In this case, prosecutors allege the intermediary was Robert L. Stroud, a 67-year-old Louisville man with a criminal history. In 1994, blah, 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 he was pulled over, all this type of thing. Stroud recruited former professional athletes, including defendants Billups and Damon Jones, into the conspiracy to lure wealthy victims into playing in the games. They were taking part of these rigged poker games and all this sort of thing. It says here that Stroud, Billups, and Jones were among 34 people, including Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, arrested last week in connection with two overlapping investigations. One focused on an illegal sports betting scheme that allegedly relied on insider NBA information. The other involved high-stakes poker games linked to the Genovese, Gambino, Lucchese, and Bonanno crime families. Prosecutors say Billups and Jones helped cheat participants out of more than $7 million through the use of X-ray tables, high-tech glasses, and other futuristic tools. Billups' attorney has denied wrongdoing by his client. The charges have shaken the NBA, whose fabulously paid athletes seem to have every incentive not to get involved in activities that could ruin their careers and reputations. It is unclear why Billups and Jones got involved with mob figures, as federal prosecutors allege. Billups earned more than $100 million over his decorated career and nearly $5 million a year as coach of the Portland Trailblazers. Jones, a former journeyman player and assistant coach, earned more than $22 million during his 11-year playing career. And then it goes into figuring out why this happens and all this type of thing and getting close to athletes. And they've hauled out the Michael Francese, who's kind of the we'll call it PR wing of the mob. When someone is going to talk about the mob, they usually call Michael Francese. Who I've never met him, but I know someone who knows him who used to be married to a mobster, and she was on a TV show. Called Drita Diavanzo, and her and I've gone back and forth on Twitter a couple times. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, and then it goes into this isn't the first time there's been an NBA sports betting scandal. So, I wanted to talk about this because one, there's this whole conversation about these poker games, these sports bets. That was obviously the big thing with Pete Rose in the 90s, who was betting on baseball. But then we also now have a situation where we have sports gambling in our pockets. So, what do you think about this new poker mob? We are living in the 1920s. Buy a Model T. Like, we've got a sports betting, poker, gambling scandal. Like, we're living in the 20s. The mob is involved. Like,
And a Great
this is
Depression.
almost like out of my series, the IG Farben. Like, sort of thing. Like, it's a crazy thing. And now we have sports betting in our pockets. It's a crazy thing.
And a looming Great Depression.
And a looming Great Depression, yes. So my question in the conversation for today is, what do you think about this NBA sports betting and gambling scandal? And also, kind of, what do you think about sports betting as a whole? It's become so common, sort of thing. Obviously, this isn't in the auspices of any app or anything, but I think it's an outgrowth of just the permissive nature we've suddenly taken on sports betting. Because we all remember when that wasn't a thing in this country, like, at all, outside of if you went to Vegas or Atlantic City, and now it's in our pockets. Like, is it not surprising that some people would be kind of like, well, hell's bells, we could do that ourselves, sort of thing. So
Mhm.
it's I come from a state in Colorado where gambling was allowed in one county because Denver had a nasty history of that in the 19th century. And so I still am not used to just having casinos around wherever you go, sort of thing. So I kind of take a little bit of a dim view on all of this. But what do you guys think? Sports betting, gambling, the mob, FanDuel, DraftKings. What's your view of all this?
I'm glad I don't have to travel anymore to lose my life savings. I can just do it from home.
It's convenient, right in your pocket. You can file for divorce too, right from your phone.
The complete life cycle.
As somebody who's I've only bet a few bucks here and there on sports betting. I've notoriously terrible. I always seem to pick the wrong thing, and it doesn't seem to matter how much I learn about it either. I still just I'm not a don't have it when it comes to sports betting. I am guilty though of DraftKings and Mohegan Sun Casino, the apps, and I've gambled a little bit on both of those. Now, again, not a huge whole heck of a lot, but the one time, they say, that thing about keep digging, where it's like, oh, this is the gambler that gave up, and like he just had to keep playing, and he would have hit the diamond or whatever. Go ahead, put your car up as collateral. No, it did save my ass though. One time I got like this was only like I don't know what 6 months ago. Randomly, I hit like a legendary move thing, and it got like $800 on like a $10 bet. It was like yes,
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
yeah, that went to the credit card. Whoo, you know.
It's also I mean, my thing is it's also complicated. I am meh at poker because it's too much to keep track of. Sports betting, I'm hopeless. Like, I mean, I wish I had a mind for these things, and some people do, but unfortunately, I don't. I wish I did, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't sports bet. I think I could learn a more complicated game if I try, but on the rare occasion that I also indulge in the Mohegan Sun app. That's why I just stick to Baccarat. It's like pick banker or player and you're gonna win or lose. There's not really much going on.
Not much to not
Yeah.
much to scam you on there.
You very
No.
rarely find it in America, but a very popular gambling game in Asia is mahjong. That's
Mm.
fun. Mahjong is a lot of fun.
Do you know how to
Occasionally,
play?
mahjong, yeah,
Oh shit! I've always wanted to learn. We have it, and yeah, you got to teach me. I've always wanted to learn.
yeah. It's just matching tiles into a row. But
Well,
it's
it's all
very common.
Chinese to me, brother.
Yeah, no, in Asia, like in Macau, in China, like that's the big game is mahjong, sort of thing. You very rarely see it in America. Um, but that one's okay. That's I think why a lot of people play slots. There's always huge because it's very you just sit there and push a button, sort of thing. Yeah, exactly.
Guilty.
But I mean, sports bets get so complicated. So I listen to Kathleen Madigan, who does a little bit of that stuff, and she, it's you get into all the parlays and all this type of thing. I'm just kind of like, it's too much. My brain, I lose track and I lose focus quickly. Um, so I kind of give up. I kind of give up on all that. For me personally, I think it's not the fault of DraftKings or FanDuel, but I think you'll see more of this because it's now everywhere. I mean, this is the downside of it being everywhere is that now there's a lot less stigma about it.
Oh, and the financial fallout from this is going to be insane for
Oh,
everybody
for sure.
because yeah, it's not their fault, but because the games were rigged and now all these bets got to be funneled back, and how long has it been going on? Like it could very well destroy sports betting.
Well, I mean, as my mom used to joke when she lived in Vegas, she said, "If there's a fight and there's money on it, the fight is rigged." Just
Mm-hmm.
she's like if people are betting money, it's with fights in Vegas because she lived there in the 70s and 80s. She's like, if there's a fight with money on it, it's rigged.
Jake
Somebody
Paul.
already knows who's gonna lose. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like, are you actually playing exhibition? If just say you're doing exhibitions, Jake Paul. Don't say you're actually trying to fight people.
Yeah, I mean, I think the interesting thing with this whole ring is there's this whole insider info aspect, which is very Pete Rose from the '90s, um, and all this sort of thing. And that I think it will be but it's also interesting to kind of figure out what kind of what else is going on and who what exactly is happening here with all of this. It's a and as this list shows, this is not an uncommon thing in different sports sort of things. So it's but I had
Yeah, I mean,
heard
even
about the
in
whole six
baseball
games
too.
thing, but I
That's
couldn't find a story for it, so I didn't bring that up. But
there.
yeah,
Do you know who's
it's
a notorious gambler in the NBA? Was Michael Jordan.
Oh,
I had
really?
heard that. Yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
he
yeah, yeah,
well
yeah.
he also has that thing about being the best. Like he has that complex,
Right.
and he would get like allegedly he would get pissed if you beat him at a game, any game, super competitive, and he would just keep upping the stakes. Like if say he kept losing, he would just keep losing and losing until he ran out of money that night. But he would continue. He would literally continue to bet until he didn't have anything else to bet.
Which is so crazy. I mean, but let's also face it. People operating at that level are usually extremely competitive.
Oh well,
You know,
sure.
so
I
and it
think he
extends
he
to
might be
everything in their
like
lives.
I mean, I don't know about Dennis Rodman per se, but um, I mean, no, just because he's an odd dude. No disrespect to Dennis Rodman. He's a cool but weird individual. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, man. I don't know. I don't think it's probably not a good idea that we have casinos in our pockets. I think that that opens the door for a lot of people to. I mean, with people just how often we look at our phones already on a daily basis, and now we're able to gamble also from our phones. Hmm.
Right.
Sounds like a
No.
fast way to get divorced.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think the problem is like when we had a pretty tight hold on that stuff, there was a lot less of it, and now that things have gotten permissive, everyone's kind of like, okay, well, let's get it rocking and rolling, and I think we're gonna see more scandals like this, not fewer. That's the danger of having things be too permissive, is you end up with a lot more of it. So
They should just go to private betting groups, like just if you really want to do stuff that bad, it's like just there needs to be something out of the sphere of influence that stops people from rigging the games so games are more fair. There has to be.
yeah,
I mean, you got to get into some Scooby Doo villain plot stuff now,
yeah,
to do something. That's how much security there should be around it, where people have to make up crazy things like, oh, a guy put, I don't know, something like a bomb in the baseball so that when the player hit it, then whatever. And I
yeah.
would have
No, I
gotten
mean
away
it's.
with it too.
I think the crazy thing that this story from ESPN didn't mention, but I just did a quick Google, is apparently although the indictments are against a few people, it goes way deeper. So according to the AI summary, it says here that alleged that several NBA players, coaches, and others were involved in an illegal gambling ring that included fixing games by using insider information about player health and availability. So apparently the people getting indicted are just the tip of the iceberg. There's more.
With how much money the NFL spends on covering up its relation to CTE, you'd think they'd spend a little more policing their people.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something where, yeah, I just think it's gotten too permissive. That's where I think the FanDuel DraftKings thing is a net negative. Is it's gotten too permissive, and now we're gonna see more scandals like this, sort of
Mm.
thing. And I think that's gonna be a net negative. But
How can you stand for this, doctor? What do you have to say as a medical provider?
What are sports? All I
They might
know,
have had.
all I know is that some mysterious, strange little fuzzy creature came to me and gave me these things and told me to be here.
Little fuzzy creature.
Pierre has a very important job as part of this show.
That bears up to something.
A mysterious time traveling fuzzy creature.
That bear
I
is
don't know his
always up
name.
to something. Yeah.
Hey, sports, Doctor Sports are like, the kids, the ones that aren't dead yet, the ones that haven't died from the plague. When
Oh
they
yes,
hit
the
the
10
they
year
hit the
olds.
yes, the 10-year-old. They hit the little barrel ring with the stick. That's kind of like sports.
Oh yes, when the 10 year olds are having their midlife crisis, they do tend to start playing that
Because
game.
5 years old is their midlife crisis.
Yes.
No, 10 is the midlife crisis. They'll be dead with the plague by 20.
Yes.
So, it's, yeah, that's no. What are sports? No, that's good. Speaking of things the plague doctor won't know about, why don't we talk about the new Russian missile that everyone's all hyped about?
Oh,
Do you know
my
about the
brain.
Russians, Doctor?
My brain. All this information, it's too much.
um, Russia has a new nuclear-powered missile. Because of its power source, the Burovestnik can remain airborne far longer than other nuclear-armed missiles. It says here, Russia has successfully tested its nuclear-powered and nuclear-capable Burovestnik missile and is preparing to deploy it. President Vladimir Putin said Sunday, a pointed message to the West after plans for a summit with President Trump collapsed. Because the weapon runs on nuclear power, it can fly for much longer than other missiles can, and the Kremlin says is capable of evading missile defense systems. Quote, this is a unique product that no one in the world has, Mr. Putin said during a meeting with the chief of the General Staff of the Russian Armed Forces, Vladimir Gerasimov, and other military commanders, according to a video released by the Kremlin. We need to identify potential uses and begin preparing the infrastructure for deploying this weapon in our armed forces. Mr. Putin, dressed in a military uniform, listened as Mr. Gerasimov announced that the test had taken place on Tuesday and that the missile had remained in flight for 15 hours and flown 8,700 miles. Mr. Gerasimov also said combat training launches of Yars and Saniva intercontinental ballistic missiles and two Kh-102 cruise missiles had taken place, which Mr. Putin said once again confirmed the reliability of Russia's nuclear shield. The Burovestnik, which is also called the SSC-X-9 Skyfall, that's the NATO name for it, is named
That's
for the
baller.
storm for the storm petrel, a bird that some believe foreshadows a storm. The weapon has been in the works for many years, and analysts say its successful test has not come as a surprise. Still, it is cause for concern, according to Jeffrey Lewis, a nuclear non-proliferation expert at Middlebury College in Vermont.
It's
It is a
named
tiny
after the James
flying...
Bond movie. It's named after the famous James Bond movie intro, Skyfall by Adele.
It is a
NATO
tiny...
anthem.
It is a tiny flying Chernobyl, he said, referring to the former nuclear power plant in Ukraine that became synonymous with nuclear disaster after it exploded in
Flying
1986.
elephant's foot flying through the air.
Yeah, and then it gets into missile defense and non-proliferation and blah 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 blah. Yeah, so I was going to talk about this on the news hour, and then Gunther Moonstar here got all excited, so I decided to flex it over to this show.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Russia acts like this is a new thing. We tested missiles that did heated plutonium with forced air out a nozzle in the 60s and did not pursue it because the problem is, unless you're also dropping nuclear weapons, your delivery system is by default a dirty bomb, which is why we quit using them. So him saying it's a flying Chernobyl is true, because the reality is it's not just the nuclear missile exploding that's a problem. The delivery system is itself a dirty bomb.
Ugh.
That's why we quit doing it 50 years ago.
Yeah, I think that would violate some conventions, probably.
Well, actually, people don't know this, but unfortunately, a lot of the nuclear non-proliferation treaties that we had signed with Russia and had maintained for 20 25 years all began to be up for renewal and to expire in the mid 2010s. And between the Trump and Biden administrations, almost none of them were renewed. We still have START. In fact, the article mentions the START treaty, but there used to be a series of 5 treaties, and I think 3 of them have expired, including the NPT, the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, that controlled weapon size and all this type of thing. And part of the reason why we've built a bunch of new stuff and Russia's built a bunch of new stuff is the ABM treaty, the Anti-Ballistic Missile Treaty, that kept a lid on nuclear missile production and arms races, was one of the treaties that expired. So now we're basically in this Cold War-esque arms race with Russia, and now we have this new entrant to the field. So
Yes, it is super advanced Soviet technology from 50 years ago.
yeah,
That we'll never use.
Yeah,
yeah,
most likely.
you know,
I
it
mean,
also
they're also gonna say that they have more of these than they actually do. And I watched the
right.
footage of it taking off. They said they had their first successful, well, they had a couple successful flights, and then they filmed one. And but also, who knows how like doctored that is? Because the Kremlin is notoriously a little. They like to talk themselves up, make things seem better than they actually are.
Yeah, there's also I think the other the other problem with this is, one, Russia's ability to continue to manufacture these, given that
Mm,
their economy is not doing so well.
yeah.
And I think a lot of the hype. There's been a couple stories right now that are what I call kind of Russia hype. One is the missile story. The other is a new aircraft that they've built. They're trying to compete with Airbus, and the big selling point is this plane is sanctions free, so it does not have any parts from the West. Its entire manufacturing supply chain takes place between Russia and China, and
Oh.
so there's been a lot of what I call Russia hype, which, and typically when Russia starts hyping itself a lot, it means things are not going well. So the fact that
Mm,
all of a sudden we're getting all this new information about how good things are going and how great Russia is usually means things are not going that well. So it's an interesting dynamic. So Mr. Plague Doctor, what do you think about the Russians to your east and their new toy?
I I just wonder what the point. I mean, I know the point of it is that like the world leaders just want to gather by the urinals and have a size off, but uh, it's like, what's the point of a weapon like this?
I think a lot of it is just saber shaking to the West. I think
Yeah.
what Putin really wants is he wants Trump to give up in Ukraine so Putin can finish annexing it. And I think Putin figures if he announces a big scary missile that Trump will taco.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's happened so many times before.
It'll definitely work again if we try it again.
Right? Yeah, I
It'll
mean,
work.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's what they're really, because here's what had happened. Context is important. We're going to do a little news hour for a second. Um Trump, when he won last November, had promised we're pulling out of Ukraine, we're going to get out of wars, all this type of thing. And recently, in the last 6 weeks, Trump doubled down on Ukraine. Now, the going scuttlebutt is that his wife Melania was like, "Look, I'm Slavic. My people are getting slaughtered. You're the president of the United States. Do something about it." Because all of a sudden on Monday it was "Boo Ukraine." By Friday, they're a wonderful partner and we can't wait to help them. I think
I
Putin
used to call them terrible Ukraine, and now they're beautiful Ukraine.
Zelensky's so unprofessional, so
He's
unprofessional.
he's beautiful.
Yes. And so And so Ukraine's gotten a bunch of new weapons and money and all this type of thing. And so I think what had happened is Putin had convinced Trump to pull out. Melania, who actually wrote a letter to Putin personally, by the way, and gave to for Trump to deliver. Um, uh, Melania got Trump to come back on board with Ukraine, and now Putin's trying to find another way to get Trump to give up on Ukraine again. That's what I think this whole missile thing is actually about. Is Putin's trying to scare Trump into getting out of Ukraine?
That's that could also be an example of like what we saw in Iran, where these guys, everybody thinks Russia's just behind it all, and it's like no, they're paper tigers nowadays. And like Iran was like, if you do that thing, we're gonna press the button and you'll be sorry. And then we did it. And then if you do it again, this time we're serious and we're gonna press. And then we did it again. And this happened like he's like, I swear, if you do it one more time, the imam said, and yet still nothing has happened.
Why aren't the kids listening?
Yeah,
I keep telling them I'm
why
gonna
aren't they
punish them.
And meanwhile, fucking Hamas and whoever else, they're running around like SpongeBob, ha ha ha, with AK-47s just running away.
No,
Clearance sale. There's a clearance sale.
No, I mean, and that's why I say I think there's a lot of things are not going well, and that's why we're getting a lot of propaganda right now, is because things are not going well, and I think Russia's trying to convince everybody that no, things couldn't be going better. In fact, and
I mean, I thought like years ago when we bombed that air base near Ukraine, I thought like, oh shit, yeah, he's gonna fucking push the button.
Intelligence has maintained the Russian nuclear arsenal is 50% capability at best, and it could be worse. The problem is the people who run the silos steal the fuel, they steal the parts, they sometimes steal from other missiles to keep other missiles going. I mean, we've known for some time now, Putin could press the button and nothing could happen. Like, that's a real possibility sort of thing. That's why he's been threatening tactical nukes and all this sort of thing. This is definitely him trying to say, no, we can still strike you from afar. What's interesting about this missile, the way it defeats defense systems, is it travels at 1 to 300 feet. Like average altitudes or things. So basically it goes up and then it comes down and gets very low below radar systems before finally reaching its target sort of thing, which is how they say that its missile defense systems can't do anything about it, all this type of thing. But it's, yeah.
I would bet that our anti-missile systems could still track it and shoot it down.
Well, and also with those long ass flight times, that's plenty of time to get aircraft going. The whole point of ICBMs back in the day was that it was literally Russia to the US in 25 minutes. It gave you no time to do anything about it. By the time you scrambled anything, it was over. That's why they kept planes in the air in Alaska 24/7, was because they had this very narrow window. So it's like, okay, your missile can fly for 15 hours. That's 14 hours for us to shoot it down. Like what, kind of what's the point? So, yeah, I would, and I agree with you, Connor. I think they greatly underestimate the effectiveness of Western missile defense, as shown by the success of the Patriot system in Ukraine. But there was also a story about how the Patriot system had failed to defend Kyiv against some new missiles that they put. Russia's trying to say, oh, we have a new secret weapon. And dictators do this. Hitler liked to do this too. Oh, we have the new secret weapon. The new secret weapon. Yes. And that will be your undoing. Yep.
We just put in a large order at Kenmore.
Exactly. So, all right. Well, we're coming up to the top of the hour. So for our dessert,
already, jeez, wow.
We have absolutely torn through this show. We're coming up to the top of the hour, and for our dessert, I have a fun game for us to play.
So this is FMK. For those who know,
this is FMK, otherwise known as Screw, Marry, Kill, but another word for screw. And this time we're going to play
Fondle.
fast food edition. So we're going to do each category. We'll start with the F. If you know, you know. And then we'll go around and we'll start with what fast food joint would you like to perform fornication with? We'll start with you, Connor.
I'll have to think for a second. I thought that maybe you were gonna have some picked out, and then we'd have to choose. But
Oh, would you like? I mean, I could put together a little list. I was kind of leaving it open because I know that I would miss a couple from the East that I don't necessarily know, so I was trying to leave it open. But we can do a list. You hang on one moment.
all right, yeah, I like
You
that
just
idea.
hold that thought.
Well, I have
I
an
will
idea.
get-
I have an idea of one, at least for my fondle. I will pick. No, wait. Are we basing this off of anything in particular, or just how much we like the fast food place?
Do you want to stick your dick in it? That's the only. That's the only.
I mean, I
barrier.
don't really want to do that with any sandwich. But if I have to pick one that kind of resembles that, I guess I'll pick Arby's.
I mean, oh, so there's okay, so there's let's take it. I mean, yes, that's low hanging fruit.
I'm
Let's
taking it before anybody else grabs it.
I mean, let's take this back a little bit because there's multiple ways to think about this. Okay, you can view it as: do you just love to eat there? Or is there something about the location that makes it particularly sexual in nature? Now, Arby's lends itself to being sexual in nature because the food they serve looks a certain way. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a matter of, oh, it's because I love to eat there so much, I really wish I could have sex as good as it feels like to eat at this restaurant, then that might be a different story. See what I mean?
Oh, okay. In that case, I'm gonna say Carl's Jr.
That is an excellent choice for fornication. Carl's Jr. Yes, definitely. Connor, I'm gonna buy you some time. This is a weird, but I really love an A&W. They are everywhere in Canada. We had a couple of them out west. We actually used to have a really nice one up in Boulder near where I grew up, and it was kind of a drive to get there, so it was like a treat to go eat there sort of thing as a kid. So, but what I really love about A&W is not only are their burgers exquisite, their fries are perfect. Everyone talks about McDonald's fries. I'm like, no. You want the A&W fries. The fries with seasoning and eczema. Those are always the best fry at any location. And A&W has the best seasoned eczema fries going.
Well, why does it have eczema on it?
It's a coating. What they do is they chop the potatoes and they put a slight coating on the outside with seasoning, but it kind of looks like eczema. So someone called it that on social media, and I'm like, that's the perfect way to describe that fry because they're so good.
Awful. No, that's
like
eczema. That's
slightly
awful.
crunchy and just so good, so good.
Look, no offense to people with eczema. I understand, but like I wouldn't like that. Just kind of turns me off of eating fries. I wouldn't want to eat at A&W now because you described it as eczema. You know how many skin flakes I've inhaled in the medical field over the last 12 years.
I mean, as someone who suffers from a very common hand and foot eczema that comes out when I'm stressed, I did laugh about it because I'm kind of like, I would have never thought of that of my own, like as my own person. Someone mentioned it on Twitter, and I was kind of like, gross but accurate.
It's so funny though.
So no, I would definitely for my first choice I was going to go to A&W. So Connor, you're out of time. So
I'm gonna have to smash Burger King because it's quick and easy, and I'm always hungry after.
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually,
that's a good choice.
That's perfect. Yes, bravo.
Very good.
Bravo. So now we move on to Mary. Now obviously you want to spend the rest of your life and forever with this fast food joint. You want to grow old and sit in the rocking chairs on the porch with it. Which fast food joint would you like to grow old with?
I'm gonna marry
Hmm.
Popeyes.
Really?
Yeah, Popeyes is right for me. Yep.
Okay. Acceptable. Um it's kind of more of a fast casual, but I would definitely marry Chipotle. It's
Hmm.
For me it's an old reliable. When I'm not feeling good, I don't want to eat, my stomach is screwed up, whatever have you, Chipotle is just in. I might have Jersey Mike's as my mistress on the side, but Chipotle is my main boo.
You don't have to
It's
keep the list up either, Cam. I can't see anything but fog anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a fun visual all the same, but
Alright, I was just saying.
yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's a fun visual. Um
For
but
Mary. Hmm.
yeah.
It's hard to say for me because there are certain things I like about certain places. Like, could I really say I'd want to marry Dairy Queen? Because I don't eat anything off the Dairy Queen menu except for the blizzards. You know what I mean?
I
So
mean,
I
that'd be a
think
very
on that
one-dimensional
basis,
marriage.
it would be. So on that merit, though, I'm going to go with the next best thing and pick Sonic Drive-In.
Oh yeah, very
That's a good
solid.
choice too. I
That's
like
a
that.
good long-term relationship.
That's
Absolutely.
one of the few places that I can look at the menu and there's something I'll like. There'll always be something I like or am in the mood for.
They have excellent breakfast.
Hmm.
Surprisingly,
Yeah, I've only ever had it once, but it was very good.
their breakfast toasters are quite good.
Mm.
Legit. Legit,
Is that like a
legit.
Denny's? Is that like one of those Denny's breakfast sandwiches? I've only ever eaten there like a couple times.
No, it's just Texas toast with the egg, cheese, and like sausage or bacon in between. So
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
it's basically thick.
Those
All
are
the
always good.
Texas toast is thick bread. It's just thick white
Yeah, the
bread.
Texas
Yeah,
toast bread.
yeah, and they have it toasted on the outside. I think with a
Make
bit of
some
an egg
French
wash
toast with
sort of
that.
thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's quite good.
Mm.
Butter sort of thing. Yeah. So no, it's quite no. That's Sonic is an excellent choice for Mary. Excellent. All right.
Mm.
So then, all right. So Popeyes, Sonic, Chipotle for Mary. So now we get up to kill. What fast food restaurant could we absolutely get rid of and be glad it's gone? Haul the body out to the pigs and let it be eaten.
I'm gonna give this one a little bit of thought here.
Yeah, I was trying to decide as well because I would ordinarily say Popeyes, but the food's not bad. It just always makes me sick. That's
Not
not
my
a
life.
killable offense. I know. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna come to your house and kill your wife.
That's how I feel about
Um,
Buffalo Wild Wings.
yeah. Um. So I was like, well, that's not really a murderous offense. I'm trying to think like, what's the fast food chain that just deserves to be bought by private equity and wholly eliminated?
I know. I've
Um,
picked mine. I know exactly who I should pick, actually.
go.
My choice, it needs to be Pizza Hut that goes.
You're killing Pizza.
You're killing
Pizza Hut
Pizza
needs to
Hut.
go. Pizza Hut died when they got rid of the buffet.
That's true.
Oh, you're not wrong. No,
Yeah, it's not very good
you are
anymore.
directionally correct. Like,
Yeah, they after that it just has gone completely downhill. And just a fun fact for Domino's lovers and Domino's haters, Domino's, the reason that Domino's doesn't do stuffed crust is because all of their dough is made fresh.
Well, they do stuffed crust now.
Well, now they do because Pizza Hut sucks so much ass.
Yeah,
They
they
used to
have
be good.
yeah,
They had the president eating pizza backwards. They had the
yeah.
world and they let it go. They need to go. Their pizza's too buttery and greasy now and it's not good and I don't know. It just sucks. Everything is like you can see them like pull the shit out of the freezer. It's like, why did I come here? I could have just bought DiGiorno.
Yeah. I am going to piss off the entire West Coast when I say this.
Uh-oh.
In-N-Out Burger. It's
Ooh.
overhyped. It doesn't taste good. I mean, it's okay, but everyone acts like you're gonna have a transcendental experience. It's acceptable, but honestly, if you hit up a smash burger, you've had the same thing. If you hit up a
Ugh.
if you hit up a steak and shake, honestly, steak. Shout out to the Midwest. Steak and shake is better than In-N-Out Burger. Sorry, California, your transcendental burger experience is okay, but it's not that great. It doesn't meet the hype. It just doesn't meet the hype. That's all. Like, it's not terrible food. It's just not nearly as hypey as people think it is. It should be. And if I was just gonna push a button and eliminate a whole chain, In-N-Out Burger, because there's just
Mm.
better stuff. I'd be like, let's buy In-N-Out Burger and turn them all into steak and shakes or Culver's.
Oh,
Midwest
yeah, Culver's would be a
supremacy.
good choice. Culver's, great choice.
Midwest supremacy. So that's my kill. Connor.
I don't have one that I like really hate, but I'm gonna choose this one because I feel like it tries to present itself as not a shitty fast food place, but it is, and I'm wiping out Panera Bread.
Oh, burr, burr, burr.
I am sad because I do love a Panera, but you're not wrong. Like, I do love to eat there from time to time, but you're not wrong. And as sad as I would be to not have the food, I would get used to it. Like in a week, I'd be over it. Like, no, that's a good move. Fun. My ex girlfriend used to work at Panera a lot, and even she would agree with you. She's like, yeah, it's time. Yeah, she'd help you push the button. Like it. Totally get that. Totally get that. So,
And the
um,
shed. She's done.
yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Well, this was, as I said, it was a fun short game, and it was fun and short. So, um,
Much
yeah.
like the
So.
doctor.
Yes, just like the doctor, fun and short. Um, all right, guys. Well, this has been the Halloween show. Have we had fun?
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, that's fun.
Good. I
Thank
am
you for
definitely.
having me here.
Yes. Thank you, Gunther, for all
Please,
your help.
everybody
How's
look
it?
forward to the news with Gunther Moonstar coming soon.
We are planning on doing some news with Gunther Moonstar videos, which will be a lot of fun.
How do
It's
I get back to my time period?
yes. Well, that's it. Yeah. We'll just shove you in a closet and set the timer for 13:10, and you'll be good to go.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Well,
Alright.
we got to do a few more things. We got to take you to see a few more things before we send you home. So
Oh,
yeah, maybe like a suspension bridge. Like,
it's gonna be a
yeah,
lot of
possibly.
gonna be a
Maybe
lot of
let's
plague
teach
when I
you.
get back.
Let's teach you about washing hands.
like a basic sanitation.
Let's teach you about covering your
What?
mouth and washing your hands and not coughing in
Laundering.
people's faces
Yeah, using a
and
bathroom.
not dumping your pee pee and your poo poo in the street. And then you don't get pee pee poo poo rats coming in and kissing you all over in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
They
basic
understand the
rodent
grind.
control. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna take the plague doctor and show him modern conveniences. Gunther Moonstar is gonna do videos here soon with the news with Gunther Moonstar, which he had tried to do on the News Hour, and I kind of was like, I do a serious news show, but this show's supposed to be fun, so we can do whatever the hell we want to. Which is a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm gonna go take off all this foundation and eye makeup, although I do look fabulous. And
You do.
we will see you next week on The Living Joke. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at TLJ_joke, and on Substack, thelivingjoke.substack.com. And Will be back next week as not Gunther Moonstar, but he did post a bunch of new videos for you guys. So head over to Substack and check those out. We love you for watching. Thank you so much for coming to our Halloween show. And next week we'll see you in November. Talk soon,
Yeah,
everyone.
we'll see you then.
Bye bye.
Goodbye, everyone.